Have you ever wanted to dry your own tea or dehydrate fruit and vegetables, but when you looked at the price of a dehydrator, you kind of talk yourself out of it? Well, you're not alone, and that's actually why I ended up making this solar dehydrator. The basic idea of a solar dehydrator is it's a box, or more specifically, it's the frame of a box. And it's designed to encourage air movement through the different trays that are inside the box. The only other real important detail is that it has mesh around it to prevent pests from climbing in and eating the thing that you're trying to dehydrate. Now, today is a super sunny, hot day, so it's absolutely perfect conditions to have a solar dehydrator out on your patio. But it's actually really terrible conditions to be making a YouTube video. So let's move this party into the shade. Now, a couple quick notes about some of the materials that I use that are super important. The actual outside of this particular dehydrator is just window screen that I got at the hardware store. But the actual trays, the screen that is in the bottom of each of the trays is not. And the reason is because just kind of run-of-the-mill window screen isn't necessarily food grade. So I found a super cheap way of using 304 stainless steel mesh in the bottoms of the trays. And there's a link in the description if you're interested in it. I made this all out of pallet wood and the handles out of a rake or a shovel that I had broken the handle off of. And so this is actually a rake handle that I cut into pieces to make the handle out of. And so outside of the handle and the hinges, I think all of it was made out of materials that I had on hand. I actually had a bunch of handles that someone had given me from a project. And so I used those handles to make the handles for the trays, which you really don't even need them, but it was just kind of like a nice touch. Now, I mainly use this to dry leaves like mint leaves and mullein leaves, but I have used it for juicier things like tomatoes. So really, it can work just the same as any regular dehumidifier that would use electricity does. The difference being that this one runs for free. Now, you might need to keep the weather in mind. If it's really humid outside, you probably don't want to have them outside because they might get moldy or something along those lines. And you don't want it to get rained on because that would ruin whatever you're trying to dehydrate. But if you have it under an overhang someplace, in fact, being in the shade is fine. Direct sunlight could actually end up leaching out some of the benefits of some of the things that you're dehydrating, kind of dependent on what it is. As far as being able to build it, like I said, this is made out of free materials, pallet wood and things like that. If you would like a copy of the plans, before I ask my friend Josh to draw them up, I need to know that there's interest. So if you do want the plans, could you let me know in the comments below? Have you ever wanted to make your own tea or, oh my goodness, why is this so hard? Have you ever wanted to dry your own tea or dehydrate fruit and vegetables, but when you looked at the price of buying a what do you call those things? Take two. I appreciate your time, and if you like this video, you might like these.